Alright, welcome back to another G Auto Repair YouTube video. And here we're dealing with this 2005 Toyota 4Runner. The complaint is the AC is not cooling. So I've already done the troubleshooting. I'm gonna share the symptom because I already know what it is and I kind of already fixed it. But that's really not what I want to concentrate. I want to share what I did to fix this, because I kind of did a unconventional method. So if you're having this issue and you want to go this route, you can. It is working. So anywho, the AC was not cooling 100%. The compressor clutch kept cycling. So obviously I checked for pressure. The pressure was just up and down, obviously, because the clutch kept cycling. So I added a little bit of refrigerant just in case. It was the same symptom as when the systems are low on refrigerant. So long story short, the problem was the evaporator thermistor. That was the issue. So the problem with that is the thermistor is a, you know, 20, 30 something dollar part, no big deal. But to get to it, it seems that what you have to do, especially by the labor guide, you have to remove the dash. This whole dash has to come out. The HVAC unit has to come out. You got to split it because, and I'm going to show you guys, the thermistor is down here, by the way. It's going to be this green. This is the original one up here. This is the original one up here. And there's like a little plug that it goes through. Now that plug is actually called the cap, and it goes deep into the evaporator core, and the sensor kind of rides alongside that, and that is being held stationary with little pins or something onto the evaporator. So there is no just pulling that little cap out and bada bing bada boom, you're there. No, because you have to separate it inside. So what I did, with the customer's consent, I carefully drilled a little hole right there, you know, and I kind of marked how deep it was supposed to go, because this is to prevent the evaporator from freezing up. So technically you could just leave it out here and the system will work. However, if it drops below a certain temperature, it'll freeze up the water on it, and then you'll get a plugged up frozen evaporator, and that is no good. So with the customer's consent, he said do what you have to do, but I drilled a small hole here with a drill bit. Let me see what size it is. I mean, it's not small, but it's not huge either. I forget what size it is. Maybe a 1/4 or something like that. I don't even know what size that is, but anyways, it's just enough that the sensor goes in. That's pretty much what it is. The sensor goes in, and now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to plug that up with some Right Stuff RTV, you know, 1 minute gasket maker. Just put a glob of it there just to hold it in place. When it dries, it's not going to be pulled out accidentally or anything. And then I'm just going to run the wiring up here as normal, and then the original one is just going to stay up there for now. In the future, if we have to do anything evaporator wise, then you can just go ahead and pull out this one and put it where it's supposed to go. No big deal, no harm, no foul. But the customer was like, oh my god. I was like, dude, I'm not pulling out a dash to change that one stupid sensor. So whether you agree with it or not, that's the route that the customer approved. He wanted to go that way, because to take out a dash, this is very labor intensive to pull that dash out just for that sensor. I wish Toyota would have done something different. I know I've seen similar issues in Nissans with the thermistor going bad. So it's not like they never go bad, they do go bad. So I wish they would have kind of thought about that, and well, let's make it a little more serviceable, so that if it does go bad, you don't have to tear apart a whole dash just to get to it. So it is nice and cold, you know, The system is not fully charged yet because I couldn't charge it initially because, you know, it just kept cycling. See, there's a lot of air in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do a full recover, vacuum, and recharge to make sure that the system is fully charged. Alex, bring me the temperature for the AC, please. The thermostat, the thermometer. Words. The thermometer. Okay, we got a little bit of a leakage here, you know, common stuff. So I'm just gonna show you guys that the system is in fact working and is cooling. And it's working, even though it's not fully charged, it is working pretty good. And I got all the doors open and whatnot. See, so if we were to close these doors and everything, this will probably get a little lower, but we do have to fully charge the system. See, it is working. We're cooling at, you know, low 60, high 50s. Again, if I were to use my other thermometer that goes in a little deeper, it'll probably be about 10 degrees lower than that. So it seems to be working pretty good. You see all that water dripping down there from the evaporator. So we're working. The system is working. It was a bad thermistor. Here you go. Thank you, sir. It was a bad thermistor. Yeah, you can pull it out. I just wanted to show. I did use my camera here, by the way. This little tiny borescope camera, fully articulating. To go in there first so I can get an idea what I was, you know, facing. And that helped out a lot. Now, if you are going to do it this way, be very careful. Do not go in deep, because if you touch, you puncture the evaporator core, guess what you'll be doing? An evaporator job, whether you wanted to or not. So that's the only warning that I can give you, is be super, super careful. See, I could pull this out right here. See how deep that goes in there? There's the tip of the sensor right there. So I just more or less just put it in place, and that's where it's gonna live from now on. I'm gonna go ahead and put some RTV there to prevent any moisture and, you know, stuff from maybe finding its way out. So I'm gonna plug that up, and the RTV you can easily remove in the future if need be. So I hope that this video gave you guys some ideas if you're going through this situation. Again, like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Thank you for supporting the channel, and let's see if we can get to 10K. 10K is the goal. So thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video. Ciao.